Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is the middle of November. Actually, it's November 16th, to be exact, 2024. And wanted to swing by and visit the International Paranormal Museum and Research Center in Somerset, Kentucky, because this was their last day open for a while. It They're closing, they're moving. I don't think they know where they're moving to at the moment, but I wanted to check it out before they moved from their original location, 107 North Main Street, the lower level of the John Sherman Cooper Community Arts Center. Let me catch my breath. It looks like an old government building, like an old courthouse or something. I'm not real familiar with Somerset, but very nice building. This was our second visit. I put up another video. In fact, to be honest with you, this is not going to be much different from my earlier video, but I did want to go visit them on their last day open. Still had their gift shop going. Thankfully, they have sold a lot of their merch, and good for them. I'm glad people have supported them. It is funny though. I talked to a lot of people who were into ghosts, the paranormal, UFOs, even in Kentucky, and they are unaware of this place. So hopefully when they reopen, the word will get out a little more about them. They do have books, lots and lots of books. Those are books to look through, not for sale. And as I was looking through their book collection, I realized I have a lot of similar or the same books. But yeah, during a normal day, if you buy a ticket, you can go, and that's the research part of what they do. So you can go and do some research and use their books if you'd like. I believe tickets were $4 each. When we were here before, they had some sort of a deal. I think we were here around Valentine's Day, and they had a deal where you get some other stuff. Two people could get some swag along with their ticket purchase. We did that. And I wanted to try to give you a really good look, or at least a quick look, at pretty much everything they have. A couple of my videos were a tad blurry, so I left those out. But for the most part, this is what the museum looked like on its last day, and they do have a very cool collection. They were playing, I believe, the Small Town Monsters video on the Bell Witch in this first room, and that's a pretty cool video. Is if you look around my YouTube channel, you'll know that I'm a big fan of the Bell Witch. We went to the Bell Witch Festival this year and last year down in Adams, Tennessee. One of my favorite legends. I can talk about the Bell Witch all day long, and they had some stuff on display about the Bell Witch and other ghost hunting equipment and haunted objects in this first room. In particular, this leprechaun doll, and he is creepy. He's good and creepy. Quit looking at me, leprechaun. But yeah, there he is. And the museum, at least here, there's some Bell Witch artifacts. Early edition of one of the more significant Bell Witch books, and just other creepy items. And those are not related to the Bell Witch, but they have all sorts of, I believe, mostly haunted items in this area. There's 3 rooms. There's you kind of walk into that main area where they have their gift shop. You buy your ticket, and then you walk in kind of a big room with some serial killer items, voodoo items, and funeral stuff. And then there's another kind of side room where they have the haunted objects. And then there's kind of a back room where they have more UFO and Bigfoot encrypted stuff. I don't think there's really a flow to what they have going on here. They do have some small sections dedicated to Bigfoot, the Flatwoods Monster, Kelly, voodoo. Yeah, the Ohio Reformatory there. Oh, they also have a case dedicated to Kreskin, which I thought was pretty cool. And if you're going, who's Kreskin? I'm gonna guess you're probably well under 40. Yeah, but he was, I guess, kind of a magician, mentalist kind of guy. He would do pretty impressive magic tricks. Yeah, he'd be on Johnny Carson and shows like that. Had some ghost hunting equipment and yeah, more gadgets like that. I feel like I think it was $4 to go through for adults, which is really, when you think about it, even it is a smaller museum, but it is packed. And if you're interested in this stuff, you can spend. There's John Keel there. You can spend a good amount of time here, and it's kind of fun going through and just looking at what they've got. And again, this is what I think of as kind of central Kentucky. Great location for weirdness. Here in Kentucky, we have lots of weirdness on our own. Again, we have the Kelly Goblins. Those are probably one of my favorite stories. The Bell Witch of Adams, Tennessee happens just across the border in Tennessee. It is right on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. And I mentioned they were playing the Bell Witch video. I think we just saw our friend Dewey Edwards on that video. Here's a quick look around that first room that you pretty much stop in while you're visiting the museum. I wanted to give you just a feel of the place. And then this is kind of the central room. You kind of walk through here, then take a right to go into what I consider the first room. But this is technically the first room you walk through. Funeral stuff, very interesting funeral stuff too, by the way. And strange funeral things that I don't even want to think about. Yeah, there's the Siamese twin guys. There's Chang and Eng there. Dirt from their cemetery where they're buried. And some other little vials of things like that too, here and there. Lots of articles, a lot of stuff to read. In fact, I took a lot of pictures, stuff I might want to think about or look back on later. They did have a little bit of a display on the recently deceased Charles Manson. I think they even had some fingernail clippings. And there's a record. I have heard some of his music. He obviously had a little bit of talent there. I know the Beach Boys recorded one of his songs before everything went down with him. Guns N' Roses, obviously later on, recorded one of his songs. And I am I'm fascinated with the supernatural, with cryptids, with UFOs. I have a lot of books. I have a few interesting collectibles here and there. Stuff relating to serial killers, though, I would not want that in my house. That's just me, though. To each their own. I definitely check it out, though, when I'm at a museum if they have some of it. And of course, they have some of that here. Had a little voodoo section and various other items. Again, a lot to take in here in a small space. They've done well with the space they have with their cabinets and display cards. And more funeral related items. And yeah, again, they again, being right in the middle of Kentucky, you're also kind of not that far. Yeah, there's the Kreskin stuff. You're not that far from the Bell Witch. Also, West Virginia, you're not that far from the Flatwoods Monster area and the Mothman areas. So, very appropriate place for them to have information on all of that. Oh yeah, they had a little bit there on Casadega spiritualist community in Florida. We did stop there on one of our road trips many years ago, and it's definitely an interesting place. And Somerset's a fun place too, by the way. I like Somerset quite a bit. Just a nice place to go and hang out. Yeah, quick look around at that kind of middle room. There's the main entrance there right in front of us, past the little casket. Oh, okay, yeah. And then this is in the third and final room. Mostly, I'd say cryptid and UFO related items. Love these statues they have. They've got some great statues. Had some info on I think the Bishopville Lizard Man, Poplick Monster, and of course in Louisville near Jefferson Town, they're doing a Poplick Monster Festival, and there is a business there, an escape room type business slash gift shop, trying to kind of trying to be a little bit of a mini Point Pleasant there. I like what they're doing. I've put up other videos about the Poplick Monster. I was at that festival this year. It was a lot of fun. Little miniature Minnesota Iceman right there too. That's pretty cool. I've seen him. He is I believe he's still in Austin, Texas, and they will let you see him, but you cannot take pictures of him. There's Lizard Man there, cool action figures, and beverages and other items that have incorporated cryptids. Mostly looking at Bishopville stuff there, I believe. Yeah, there's some stuff on the wall there. I see the Flatwoods Monster, and you've got a little Fiji mermaid thing going on here. Pretty well done, actually. It's pretty cool to look at. And I think we're kind of going in. You see some Mothman items, Men in Black. Oh yeah, Silver Bridge. Of course, Mothman. That's one of my favorites. And you can go and study up on Mothman. Point Pleasant, West Virginia. There's a little miniature version of the statue they have in Point Pleasant, and a little statue they sell at the Mothman Museum. There's a little Funko Pop figure of the Mothman. I can't get into the Funko Pops. I don't. Oh, and a piece of the Silver Bridge. And by the way, that's always fascinating. The whole story with the Silver Bridge, and more Mothman items. Postcard of the Low Hotel, historic hotel in Point Pleasant. I heard that was recently sold, and we've stayed there before. I like it. It does need a little TLC though, and some feathers found out at the I believe the TNT area of Point Pleasant. And they've got that really cool Bigfoot kind of costume mannequin there. Jersey Devil. We're about to see some casts of Bigfoot footprints, and this stuff, I've read about it in books. I've seen pictures of some of the footprints and the casts. When you're standing next to the actual casts, though, and you realize how epically huge these are, it kind of puts stuff into perspective. I'm a small person myself. I'm not very very large, but these footprints are just they're gigantic. A couple of cool masks. I used to have a pretty cool mask collection, but the latex and some of the stuff they use to make masks can deteriorate quickly, and I figured they weren't really a good investment. I sold most of my masks, but I still appreciate looking at masks, especially some of the old ones that are very detailed. Yeah, but check out those casts. Those are just and even in this video, obviously, it's hard to get a concept of just how huge they are. And again, some more really well done sculptures. I did ask the lady working here on this particular day if they had any idea where they would be moving to or when they plan to open back. And I think they are hoping to open again, you know, in a few months. Um, and she said there were a couple of spots that they had in mind. So hopefully they will get this museum up and running again soon. It's definitely a cool spot, here in Kentucky. And I did see something. I believe 50 people visited the museum here on their last day, so they had a pretty good turnout. But think about that. If they're open all day, 50 people at $4 a head. They're not having this museum open to get rich. They're doing it as a labor of love. So when they do open back up, make sure you go. Make sure you buy a ticket. Make sure you drop some money in their gift shop. That obviously is going to help them out. And it was a Saturday. I was there on a Saturday, and it was their last day. So again, they're not going to be buying mansions off of their ticket sales. These are good people that enjoy having a cool museum and making it open and accessible to people. I love this kind of stuff too. When I'm out and about, when I visit gift shops, when I'm in Point Pleasant or Flatwoods, I love postcards or a local beer that uses the famous local cryptid in their labeling. And more Bigfoot stuff. I don't even remember that game. Like as a kid, I don't remember ever seeing a Bigfoot board game, but I think that's really neat. Yeah, we're getting into some Boggy Creek territory. I have been to that area of Arkansas. They have the Monster Mart. They've kind of cashed in on their famous monster too. Of course, Lyle Blackburn kind of put that back on the map with his really cool book about the Boggy Creek monster, and the movie, the movie from the '70s that was kind of a recreated documentary has been remastered, and you can order that with Lyle Blackburn doing commentary over it. And of course, I have a copy of that. There's information on Hellier. I've watched some of that and tried to keep up with it. It's a little hard. I need to go back and watch it again. I don't think I really gave it enough time. But yeah, I was having trouble following with what they were doing. I have met Greg and Dana before. They're very sweet people and very they're a lot of fun to talk to when it comes to supernatural stuff. They know what they're doing. So I definitely need to dig a little deeper into Hellier. And that's a town I probably should drive through there one day just to do it, but I don't. I don't exactly have a reason to at the moment. I know they were trying to connect things, with Indrid Cold and the Kelly Goblins, and even Mammoth Cave, and those are all fascinating stories on their own. Even Mammoth Cave, I don't think it's a good weird place that doesn't get the attention it deserves when it comes to weirdness. Anyway, you know what? If you know much about Hellier, drop me a note. If there's if you get what's going on and you can explain it to me, feel free to reach out to me. I would appreciate that. Hot sauce. I see a lot of hot sauce. I have Mothman hot sauce. It seems like I think I've got some Bigfoot hot sauce somewhere. Lot of that out there. A lot of cryptid-related hot sauce. Yeah, there's the X-Files, Ken and Barbie, Flatwoods Monster Print, and a great Kelly Goblin. And of course, Flatwoods Monster Lantern in one of those cases. Geraldine Sutton Stith, of course, is the daughter of one of the main people involved in the whole Kelly incident, and she's written a couple of books. I've met her on more than one occasion. Very sweet lady, and that story to me is very believable, as is the Flatwoods Monster one. you get country people seeing something, and as somebody who grew up in a very rural Western Kentucky, you investigate. If you think you're seeing little men attacking your house, you're gonna stay on top of that. You're not gonna look away. And I think one thing that people don't understand, country people are hunters and farmers, and they're very observant. And when you have especially a whole family or a big group, like with the Flatwoods case, these are country people, and they're very observant, and they know what they're looking at, and that's just that's my thought on it. Other cool posters around the place. Really cool signed Travis Walton poster right there, just out of shot. Anyway, yeah, just thought I would give you a quick look around. I tried to get just about everything they have on display here, more as a historic recording, because this place is really cool, and hopefully there will be a day that if you got to see this museum in its original location, you can brag to your friends that you were there before they moved. And yeah, I like what they're doing. Again, please take note when they do reopen. I'll be doing that myself. Go and buy a ticket. Make sure you buy a T-shirt or some other items in their gift shop. They had cool T-shirts previously. I have a really cool one. It's a UFO. It's their logo. It's a UFO beaming up the Loch Ness monster, and I think that's a really cool shirt. They have cool stickers too. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Paranormal Museum in Somerset.